This is our class number 3, and 3 is really about daily practices. So what we're doing now is getting some instruction on how to eat well, how to move during the day, how to balance ourselves and manage stress. So that's really fabulous. In the nutrition section, there's a great chart on nutrition heroes and nutrition bandits. All the foods that we're bringing to you in this course are nutrition heroes, and then you can also look at the ones that are processed and adulterated and damaged. I have a saying that goes, sad food is bad food. Sad is standard American diet. Bad is biologically altered and damaged. So bad food creates bad health. What we're going to be doing in our next food demo with Chef Christine is making a delicious lentil dip that we can use as a lunch, or we can use as a snack, or complement to a dinner. So welcome, Chef Christine.
3. Today I'm going to make a lentil dip, which is really similar to a hummus, and you would eat it in the same way you would eat a hummus, like Ed said, as a snack or as an accompaniment to something else. The basis for this lentil dip is going to be pretty self-explanatory: lentils. We've used green lentils for this particular recipe, but lentils come in different varieties. There are French lentils, which are smaller and they have a little bit of a blue tinge to them. There are red lentils, which are a really pretty orangey red color. There are also yellow lentils. Yellow lentils are traditionally used in the Indian dish dal, which some of you may have heard of or eat on a regular basis. And then these ones are really unique and kind of fun. They're called beluga lentils. Beluga lentils because they look like, well, caviar. So these are some cooked green lentils. Now, I cooked them on the stove in some water. You use about twice as much water to the amount of lentils, and you just let it simmer on the stove for about 45 minutes. If you have a pressure cooker, that would cut down the time of cooking the lentils, or you could also cook them in a crock pot if you're familiar with using that kitchen appliance. In addition to the plant protein, I'm going to add some greens. This is chopped up chard. You could also use spinach, like we used in our recipe last class. I'm going to add some parsley and some cilantro. Both the parsley and the cilantro, they're really going to make the dish a vibrant green color and also add a really nice bright flavor to it. I'm going to add some green onions for a little bit of zing. Some pumpkin seeds for some added fat and protein. A little bit of avocado for some creaminess and added healthy fats. And some lemon juice to balance out the fat flavors with some acid. Some chopped up garlic, which will make it taste very flavorful. And some sea salt. So we have all the ingredients in the blender, and you have to remember to add some water. Otherwise, it will be far too thick to blend. Now start with just about half a cup because you don't want it to be too watery. I'm going to start with the blender just on low. Since the foods in the blender are relatively dry, you might need to stop the blender once or twice and mix it around. So before serving, I'm just going to give this a taste to see if the flavors are balanced. I think that people's first initial reaction could be, what do you use to season? Well, salt. But we've also used other ingredients that really balance the flavor well. We've put lemon juice in for some acidity to balance out the fat. We've also used nuts and seeds and garlic in addition to salt. I think this could be a little bit brighter, so I'm going to add a little bit more lemon juice and see if that does the trick. And there you go. It's much better. And there you have it, a beautifully bright green dip that is really delicious with some crudités, which are chopped vegetables. You could also put it on crackers, or you could even eat it on its own.
Thank you, Christine. This is so beautiful, and Thin Crisp are my favorite crackers. Funny story, I met a man named Dr. Herman Alderkreutz from Finland, and he said the reason the Finnish people aren't overweight and the reason they don't have cancer is because they eat rye bread and rye as their primary grain, and they add flaxseed to it. So when I heard that, I said, we've got a winner on our hands here. The other thing about this, and particularly about crackers such as this kind, is it's a chip alternative. Have you ever gotten lost in a bag of corn chips? I have. It doesn't feel very good. So a couple of these crackers, be they rye or rice or corn or buckwheat or flax, are really wonderful ways to get that crunchiness that we all love without all the fat and the oil and the fried food that are in chips. So I like this type of dip as something to have in the refrigerator when I come home after work and I am starving, or I'm going out and teaching all day and I don't want to go out for lunch. I can bring a lentil dip and some vegetables and it keeps me going. So for class 3, let's make a commitment. Let's make a commitment to go home and make a lentil puree or make a homemade hummus. You can make a green hummus. You can get garbanzo beans and sesame seeds and blend them up with some lemon, a little bit of garlic and spice, and add spinach or add the Vital Scoop, and you'll have a green hummus. And then take that, and it's very concentrated. Probably a quarter a cup of this, 2 or 3 tablespoons, is actually quite a strong nutritional meal. It's got protein, it's got fat, it's got fiber, it's got minerals, it's got vitamins. My favorite beverage to have with a nice meal of lentils and veg is some herb tea. This is fresh mint and lemon verbena tea. You can see over here from our herb garden in the backyard. So enjoy a cup of tea and a beautiful lentil lunch, and I'll see you next class.